So it's the in-form Peter Ebdon who breaks off. Playing some of the best snooker of the week so far, winning all 4 of his matches. And his opponent, World Championship runner-up Mark Selby. It's a must-win match for him.
That's a good start. He didn't play behind the brown, but he'll take it. And you're right, Dennis, it's a must-win, and he needs to win easily, which is going to be a real tough ask. 4-0 or 4-1 would give him a terrific chance of getting through. It's a group, though, with lots of different imponderables. Peter Ebdon is through, but Mark needs to win comfortably.
Touching ball.
Did well there, Peter, to avoid that red on the left cushion. It's always going to be a possible hazard, but he has left a long pot. I think that Mark Selby can get to it. He had a long look. He can definitely get to that one, and he's already eyeing up as to whether the black is potable, which it is.
One.
Maybe hadn't quite got the angle to hold for the black, but what a good long pot. He's up to provisional number 4 in the world, Mark Selby. Helped by that final of the World Championship where he lost out to John Higgins, but he's had a terrific couple of seasons. And he's a little bit unique, Mark, because he does move around a little bit on the shot, and his head's moving slightly. It's as if he was just shaking a little bit. It's just a little mannerism, it's the way he's always played. They tell you you've got to keep absolutely still on the shot, but
Five.
There's some of the movement Dennis mentioned. It's the first thing you're told, isn't it, when you first play snooker? You've got to keep your head still. I mean, same at golf. It's never quite as simple as that, but it certainly helps if there's not much movement. He's certainly got his own way of playing, but he's the most improved player on the tour. come right through the ranks. He loves playing, he loves the game. Talk about it all day and all night.
And I just had a chat with him before we come out, with climbing that world rankings and the people getting to know him. He'll be going on Question of Sport very shortly, and he's really looking forward to that, his first time on.
Tell you what, Dennis, I bet he doesn't get a snooker question wrong on there. I think he knows the game. Followed it all his young life.
Yes, I still go on Question of Sport, and when it comes to, I have an away question, because even though you commentate on snooker and you know all the players, you know you're going to get it wrong.
25.
Good start though for Mark Selby, the start that he badly needed.
Well, he's looked about 2 or 3 times at this red just directly above the black, whether it will pot, and you can see from that it clearly does go. Nice to get that one out of the way.
32.
Clears open the black spot a little better. Another good shot. Pushed that red away, and all of a sudden it's turning into a great chance. He's done well.
39.
Yeah, he turned
40.
professional in 1999, did Mark. And I'm just looking at his career centuries, 57, but 29 of those were made last season. So that tells you the improvement he's made, certainly in the brick building department. Just overran that slightly there. Needed the white to pull up about 3 inches short of where it did, and then that red would be much more easy. One in the middle is his choice now.
.48.
Good recovery. That red wasn't that easy in the middle pocket. As he turned pro all those years ago, I remember playing him in his first season. He beat me in a qualifier, and his cue action was extraordinary then. Really long cue action. He's changed all that. He's still got his own way of playing, but it's a better way of hitting the ball than he once had. There you see the way he plays. Seems to cue a little down on the ball, raises the butt
56.
end of the cue, but who could criticise this? He's really improved. Great time of it last year. He's in the balls again here. This is an excellent start to the match.
.63.
Yeah, Mark's one of these players, likes to have a little look, and we'll see him down table level at times, looking at things. See, like that there, just a little mannerism he has. There's it again, just making sure the pink passes. Well, fair play to him. This is
70.
a terrific start. He's clinched the frame with one chance. And against a player who's in top form. It doesn't matter how well you play, you can't spot anything from your seat.
Yeah, I think Peter will be fully aware of how good a young player he's up against here. Mark Selby beat Peter in the World Championships. He made 5 centuries in that match as well, did Mark. 3 of them in a row. So I'm sure Peter's fully aware of the task he's got, and he's back in that kind of form here.
$78.
Yes, Peter's already through to the last 16 stage, but still he'll want to win this match also. It's going to be very difficult to make a century with
85.
the 2 reds both awkwardly placed on the cushions.
86.
Probably play to drop in behind the left side of the table. So it's 5 blacks, 5 pinks, a blue, a green.
93.
Well done.
94.
It's an awkward little black, but what a century this would be. It was a little bit awkward.
94.
No century break
Mark
from Mark Selby, but what a start. That 94 break was excellent, and it gives him the opening frame. Well, Neil, you can't start any better than that, and he needs a good win here, and well, 10 out of 10 for that frame.
Yeah, he needs a good win, as easy as possible, over Peter Ebdon, which is hard, we know, but that's what he needs, because there are other players tied on the same amount of points. 2 wins also for Liu Song, who's in action on an outside table. Dave Harold on 2, and Matthew Stevens all on 2, and all playing, so whoever wins the best, you feel, has got a chance. Matthew's a little bit behind on the frame difference, so it's complicated, as you can work out. Peter Ebdon hasn't got that concern.
Yeah. Second frame, Mark Selby to break.
First blood to Mark Selby, breaking off in frame 2. Well, that's certainly a safety mistake there from Peter. Looks like he's probably got away with it. Maybe a red goes to the left centre, actually. Yeah, I think the red will pot, but Mark's got to be careful, because, as you can see, that one will go just. He's got to be careful, though, because he could leave a red on, so he'll be looking to play onto the black from this and try and leave it that the red's not on should he miss, because he could miss this one. By no means a certainty, this red.
One.
Very well done. So the Leicestershire player is first in again.
8.
He's left himself a choice of reds there. Put the white in such a position. He's looking at 3 possible pots. 1 into the left corner, 1 into the right middle, and then maybe 1 into the right corner. And that's what you do in the game of snooker at times. You're giving yourself options. Some people think you're thinking 5, 6 shots ahead, but no, you're leaving yourself options, and you can put the white in a position that you can change your mind.
Nine. Mark Selby, 9.
Didn't really see that one coming the way he's been playing. Unexpected miss to a shot that he would normally get. And it wasn't really that difficult. Wasn't doing an awful lot with the cue ball. So a surprise.
Well, that's the first pot for Peter Ebdon. It's the first pot he's had to go at.
Yellow ball. Three. Four.
Just gone a couple of inches further than Peter would have liked. He may have wanted to go into the pack. He still could. But the pink is just a little bit further away from the opening red in the pack. In other words, it's kind of shielding them slightly. It means that if he does play that shot, he's got to hit the pink full on to break them. Otherwise it can go wrong. Oh, that was brilliantly played. Almost got into the pink too much there, and he screwed back off the pink. Shows you his power, doesn't it?
9.
Yes, he couldn't have hit that any better. In fact, the little reaction from Peter says, I can't believe I got the white to come back down this far. A couple of reds to go at. There's one he can drop into the right corner and could finish on the pink. That seems to be his choice. Very well played, right in the heart of the pocket. Needs a little bit of angle on the pink here. Now you can see he has enough angle to get out to the reds. Although Peter has played very well so far in the round robin stages. He's
16.
had 3-4-3 wins, so he's had to go to the last frame on 3 of his matches. All nice
17.
when you win a deciding frame, and if you do it 3 times, even better, Neil.
Yeah, I think just casting my mind back to his opening match, I think he was 3-0 down in his first match against Chinese player Liu Song, so it didn't look such a great campaign that he was having, but he won all those matches, scraped through. I think he played a brilliant match against Matthew Stevens. Everyone who saw that said he was Peter Ebdon at his brilliant best, so he's kind of got better as the tournament and the groups have gone on, and he knows he's through.
$24. $30. $31. $37.
That sounded like a heavy
37.
contact. Mark not having the cue ball clean, but it sounded a little bit heavy to me.
$1.
And I wasn't a great fan of having the white cleaned if there was a heavy contact. I think the referee with the gloves rubbing the ball creates a little bit of static as well, so I don't think it helps a great deal unless there's a sort of a mark that's visible on the ball. What about you, Neil? Did you have it cleaned?
Not all the time, no. Like you say, you're not sure if it makes a huge difference. I've had a kick and then get the cue ball clean. The next shot sometimes kicks as well. I think mostly, though, the tournament has settled down a bit. On the first day or two, there seemed to be quite a lot. I think Peter may have got one, but it was a small kick. Maybe he was responsible for the miss in the end.
$8.
Yeah, there used to be a couple of players, Neil, that used to blame the kick for a bad shot. Played a bad shot and, oh, you know, I got a kick there.
$11.
I think he's okay. The 2 reds that are near the pink spot, I think the one just closest to the pink is available. That one there would be the one he would like to take to get on the pink. It clears the other one. And they're in pretty good position. Even the one
12.
next to the blue may look to be tied up, but it will be available into one of the corner pockets.
$18. 19. $25. $26.
Problem ball will be the red up by the blue. That'll be the
22.
one possible stumbling block. It's going to stop the clearance. This one's not straightforward either with the rest. A bit closer to the red than he would have wanted.
Very good. I think the red
33.
next to the blue is available up into the right corner. The one just near Mark's name there. Depends on the angle he has on the yellow. I'm nearly certain it won't go up into the pocket that he's taking the yellow. You can see it won't go in there, but it'll go back up in, as we pan out there, it'll go out in this corner that he's got his leg over. So key shot coming up. He's got himself into a 7-point lead.
25.
If he pulls this one off, he could give him the second frame.
That's unlucky, he was close, and it's doubly unlucky because he's left it. That's a blow. He'd done well up to then. He was unlucky to be a bit straight on the yellow really, but still thought he had a good chance of that red. Now then, chance for Peter to level the scores.
Yeah, he can't go wrong here. He's bound to finish on blue, or if he goes a bit too hard, he's got the ball colours there. And he's canning into the pink now, and that hasn't helped the situation. I don't know whether he was trying to hold for the pink, but a little bit more pace, and if he doesn't get on the blue, he's bound to be on a ball colour. Okay, he's got the long straight blue, but what sort of angle has he got? And he's got a thin snick on the pink. So that was a poor shot from Peter, that pot red with poor position. Well, that's not bad. You know, if you roll that blue in and follow the white down after it, you leave the yellow into the right corner. So, yeah, shouldn't be a problem. Playing it with a little bit of topspin there. Oh, that was bad cueing.
Did you like them one?
No, not half. That was a mile away. Really surprised by that. I know that Peter probably prefers to play the stun game and those kind of shots. But he couldn't really do anything about that. Just roll it in. Missed it by a mile.
Two.
Mark's got a chance now. We know that he's got to win this game and win this match as easily as he can. So this is quite a big moment for him. Chance to go 2-0.
5.
He's up to the blue. What kind of angle does he have on the brown? Well, fairly straight, I'd say. Probably screwing back somewhere towards the blue. He could play onto it into the centre. As you see, it's just a slight angle. I mean, if he was going to play on the blue, he'd like it to be dead straight. But he could maybe hold. Would leave him a slightly tricky one in the middle. Yeah, not straight enough for that shot.
9.
Oh, what a great shot that is. That is so well controlled. He only wants this, and he's lined up right behind it. Really good shot.
$14. $20 frame. Mark Selby.
Great clearance from Mark Selby, and he now leads Peter Ebdon by 2 frames to 0. His hopes are still alive.
The 3rd frame. Peter Ebdon to break.
Not the best break off from Peter Ebdon, who had a chance to level at 1 each, but Mark Selby did very well to take the 2nd frame, and he's missed precious little so far in this match. %94. That's excellent. Well, make that 93%. Oh, look what he's done here. What a chance for Peter Ebdon. I mean, you take that shot on and think, well, if I miss it, it's the only ball I can leave. Look what he's left. Because he jawed it and scattered them everywhere.
One.
Yeah, and the black spot is free as well. The two reds above it are clear of the black spot.
8.
What a chance. I think if you walked into your
9.
snooker club and had a little practice before, you know, maybe your opponent turned up, you'd scatter the balls like this on the table. Nothing is safe. No, even a pack of reds all spread.
16.
It's a wonderful chance for a break.
$17.
Well, the fact that Peter is already in the last 16,
24.
he's not under extreme pressure. And I'm just wondering, he's had 3 reds, 3 blacks. It's very early days, but the reds are perfectly spread. He's only ever
25.
made 1 maximum break in tournament play. That was in the 1992 Strachan Professional Championship. Oh, he made 1 in the UK Championship. It's 15 years since he made 1. And if he should go on to make 1 here,
32.
Tom Ford wouldn't be too happy, would he? He's had a magnificent maximum here this week.
$33.
Yeah, I mean, it's early days, but the fact that we're talking about it is because the reds really couldn't be placed any better. Well, on the right-hand side cushion, but he wouldn't be worrying about that one just yet. As a right-hander, he'd be able to pot it anyway along the cush. It's the beauty of having the red spread, that
40.
the shot he just played means he had a choice of about 3 or 4 that he could land on. Still in perfect position.
$41.
Yeah, it's not the first player that makes a maximum break that gets the £20,000 on offer. If another player does it, it would be shared. Plus, you would share the highest break prize, which is £4,000. So there's a little sum of £12,000 to be played for here.
48.
That's 6 reds, 6 blacks.
$49.
Once again, inch perfect. And 2 reds below the pink. I think that the top one will pot to the left corner. He could possibly play on that here. If he doesn't get perfect on that, then there's another red or 2 that he could play. There's quite a few options still.
Yeah, I think those 2 you said is a good choice. And if he played a cannon onto the red that's to the right of the pink, just a gentle little cannon onto that, he would leave those 2, and he would leave the one into the right corner. So let's see how he plays this. He doesn't have to play the cannon, but the white somewhere near that red that I mentioned, he could cannon into. Yeah, he's played the cannon into it, so it tells us that those reds are available.
56.
And there's only 1 red that's slightly difficult, the one near the cushion. The rest are pretty well placed. I know it's happened quite a few times now, but you always get a little bit of excitement when a player's got a chance of a possible maximum.
$57.
Yeah, I think the reason he never played the top red of the two close together, he may not have ended up dead straight on it, which would have been no good. He'd probably try again here to land in the same place, but whichever way you look at it, there are plenty of choices.
Well, we just got a glimpse of those two reds that are close together. Only one of them's available, the one that's
64.
nearest the pink, but he's got... That's the two reds that he won't be thinking about now, but in a couple of shots' time, just one of them that's available.
Yeah, slightly awkward here. The red to the left corner is not straight enough. He's heading into the black, so he's got to play this one. Not the one he chose, but it'll do.
$65.
Well, has he got enough angle? Because if he plays up past the pink and reds, he could leave that one we mentioned, and if he goes a bit too far, he's got an alternate one. But just looking at that angle there, might be able to do it. Yeah, you see, if he's gone too far, he's still got another one. As long as he's
72.
not in between shots, he would love to have been on the one there that's closest to the other red. But because he went a bit too far, he still had this one.
$73.
Now, he's got to be more precise now because he hasn't got the same sort of option as he had previously, so he's got to get nicely. One of those reds will go in the middle pocket also, Neil, so he's got choices here, but he's got to get it just right.
Yeah, I think both of those reds go in the right centre, so that was another alternative. He's gone a little too far.
80.
So he was in slightly better shape than we first thought. Trouble is, in putting the top red of the two on the left of the table into the right centre, he's kind of coming in towards the black. He's got to be a bit careful. There's the angle. It's not very straight. He'd love to have been straight on that. But now he's got to go through a gap between reds and find a way onto the black. This is not straightforward. Oh, he's done
81.
well. He just missed the other red. Didn't have a big gap there. That's good.
Given this one plenty of thought, because when you get into this sort of situation, you've got very little margin to work with. Position's got to be spot on, and that looks good to me. That looks about perfect. That will then clear the other red. He couldn't have played
58.
that one better. Let's have a look. Oh, well, I thought he was almost straight on it. Still should be okay though.
$89.
Well, it's a thin one. Okay, he's got two reds to play on, but he can't let that white run too far up the table. As long as it doesn't go up past where the blue is, he'll still have a red into the same pocket. Seems to be screwing this. No, just gently played, and he held that very well indeed.
He's slightly between shots.
96.
Amazing that he played to roll that, but with the cue at the bottom of the ball, he's all right. He'd like to be straighter on this, but he can soft screw it round off 2 cushions. Just hold for the black. Played it off 1 cushion, in fact.
97.
It's getting serious now.
Now this is the big choice, because he's got to get on that red that's near the cushion. He's got a good angle here to drop on it now. Easy to play for the red to the left of the pink, but will he get a better angle to get on the one that's near his hand? Will he play for that one this time? He will. And is he far enough? Needs to keep going. Well, he's still got a chance.
104.
He'll come across the table to leave the black into the same pocket, but a few more inches, it would have been a lot easier. Well, a little smile there from Peter.
Yeah, I think he took the right choice though, Dennis. As you say, he's got to play on the red. It's either now or the next time, and it was a chance, but I think the way that this is, it looks like it'll be playing the black into the same pocket as the red. He can't hold to the right of the table, I don't believe. He may be able to, but would he want to play it that slowly? It's the trickiest shot in the break so far by a mile.
It's there. What a great shot.
105.
He's having to work so hard here. Another delicate little shot required.
How would you play this? Would you play it plain ball to come between the red and the pink to play it into the left, or you could play a little bit lower on the cue ball and take the red on into the same pocket as the black, Dennis?
Well, he's having to stretch now with the extension. Get in. It's good. It's very good. It's been 15 years since Peter Ebdon made his last maximum break. What a chance now.
Now what's important now is the angle on the black. It's absolutely perfect, black to yellow.
And just has to roll it. He will miss the middle pocket and drop nicely on the yellow.
$120. $122.
Oh, he's just overscrewed it slightly. That's just adrenaline.
Yeah, I mean, he should be okay if it wasn't for the pressure of it all, because it is a natural just to roll it in off 1 cushion onto the brown, and no one's better under pressure than Peter Ebdon, I don't think. But it should have been an easier shot, and that'll be in the back of his mind. Shouldn't be using the rest, really.
He's played the stun shot, and he's just
125.
overdone it slightly again. Oh, he's having to work hard for this.
Once again, it's a natural to come round for the blue at least, but he's stretching.
It's there. It's there. What an effort this is.
129.
I've had the pleasure of
134.
doing 2 maximum breaks made by Ronnie O'Sullivan, one in just over 6 minutes, one in 5 minutes and 20 seconds. This has taken almost 16 minutes, but what an effort from Peter Ebdon. Oh, Oh, he's missed it. Can you believe the
34 on the
pressure?
frame. Peter Ebdon.
Can you believe it? How could he miss the pink? He smiles, but that must be so disappointing. Peter Ebdon takes the frame, but what an effort. That should have been a maximum. It's 2-1 to Mark Selby. He can't believe it. Well, Neil, it's incredible what that little bit of pressure. I remember Ken Doherty needed the black in the Masters to win himself a £70,000 sports car, and he just couldn't knock the black in.
And the other thing about it, Dennis, if you didn't really mention it during the break, it would have been history, wouldn't it? Because there's been already a maximum break. It would have been the first time there'd been two in the same tournament. It's never happened before. Still hasn't happened. And Peter Ebdon cannot believe it. It was absolutely perfect, wasn't it, that pink? He couldn't have got onto the pink any better.
Well, Peter's smiling, Mark Selby's smiling.
Fourth frame, Mark Selby to break.
Mark Selby then breaks off in frame 4. The score in the match is 2-1 to him. For a moment that didn't seem very important when Peter was on the brink of a 147. And Peter Ebdon's now got to get his head together and try and win the match.
How does he get his head together after that? I'm not surprised he missed that attempted pot by a long way. Even for someone like Peter Ebdon, whose concentration and, well, he's just unbelievable around the table, and even for someone like him to forget about that's going to take a while.
One. Three. Four.
Tremendous cue power, as the cue ball got enough on it to get round for the red at the bottom of the pack. If not, a couple of reds to the left of the pack may pot. Certainly one of them will. Yeah, I think just the right hand one of the two will pot. The other one looks extremely tight.
Mark Selby, 9.
Yeah, miss-hit that one, but he hasn't left anything easy.
Well, I think he played that as a shot to nothing, but the red came back because it hit the first jaw. Now then, how composed and in concentration is Peter? That's the next question. He looks like he's struggling a little bit at the start of this frame to get his mind on the job again, but who can blame him?
Three. Four.
Good shot that to avoid the reds on the way down.
Nine.
Lots of screw.
Ten.
Well, he played to dislodge a few reds there, but actually nothing's come out. Just got that red on the left cushion. I don't think anything else will pot. I'm not sure what angle he's got on this black to go into them either. Well, a slight angle, maybe off one cushion with topspin. That could be a shot here. Well, that's what he's tried. But he's lost his concentration a little bit, it seems.
Yeah, you can't blame Peter. Just Mr. Pink to give himself £12,500. I think Tom Ford will probably be having a beer now. Doesn't sound right, but you could celebrate a player missing pink off the spot. But what an effort it was from Peter Ebdon. I mean, the money's very nice, but to make a maximum break at any stage in your career is special. This should open the black and reds up. Well, the reds, but the black is stuck in there.
Six.
Could have another go at trying to develop the black and potting a red here. Choice of reds. No, I don't think he can get to the black from this one.
Seven. Twelve. Thirteen.
This blue is a natural just to go down for the reds. I'm sure he sees this as a good chance in the frame. And he played a good shot there because he played on the bottom one of the two This one will have to take him into the reds and also the black. It should open things up a little bit. Just a question of how he plays it. I think we'll just try and screw in and out of these. Well, he needs
19.
a little bit of luck there. The way he played that, it was hard to imagine him being on any colour. He's a bit fortunate to have a shot at the black, I think. I thought he'd try and get the cue ball out of that little cluster of reds at some point. So if he plays the black in the centre, it's a real pressure shot, this.
Mark Shelby, 19.
That's a bit of a chance he's let slip there. But I'm with you, Neil. I think he played the shot the wrong way when he split it up. He should have screwed it back rather than just stunned it. White would have been up near the middle of the table.
1.
Somewhere in the region that Peter Ebden's got it. But it's one of those situations now with the round-robin format, Neil. Peter's not under any pressure. He's already in the last 16, and Mark Selby's got to win this match by as many frames as possible. So that's the only sort of situation where it's quite difficult.
6.
One player under a lot of pressure and the other under no pressure.
Seven.
Yeah, I agree. It kind of makes for unusual matches and unusual thought patterns, really, doesn't it? We've seen Peter, he's tried his all here, as we saw in the last frame, but it doesn't really matter that much to him, should he win or not, except for pride of performance. He's not played that very well. He hit that very hard. It was difficult to see him being on
14.
one. He may be on a very thin red, but again, it's a tough one, this. Should he play it? I think he's playing the game the right way. He's not taking any liberties, even though he is through to the last 16.
15.
Nice shot. Played it as a shot to nothing, Dennis.
Yeah, it was worth the risk there, and he's on the black, and he's got a shot on here, you know. If he can pot the black and go down and hit near the balk line and get up between yellow and brown, he can get back up onto this final red. It's like an exhibition type shot. Just wondering if he'll take that on. Well, I don't know what he's played there. That's a terrible shot.
22.
It was a natural angle, the shot I mentioned. It's the sort of shot you play in an exhibition, and you'd finish nicely on this red that's near the right corner. Strange choice.
Yeah, I don't know what he played, but he didn't play that, because I don't think you could put the ball anywhere on the table that's worse than that for the next red.
He's just going to move this red away from the corner pocket. Pretty good.
22.
Well, I think the safety shot's gone slightly wrong, and Mark has got a chance at this red. Can definitely get to it, as you can see.
One.
I'll tell you what, Neil, he knocks in some long ones, doesn't he, Mark Selby? Very good long potter. Just looking at the angle he has on the black, though, it looks as if he may cannon the pink rather than the red. He'd like to cannon the red. Well, let's have a look what happens here. Yeah, just managed to get the red first.
8.
Maybe a bit awkward, this. I'm not sure the angle he has to pop this red into the right corner. The white might be heading towards the middle pocket, and the fact he's looking at the other red tells me that that might be the case. Sometimes you're left with the pot and there's a natural in off. Can't quite tell, obviously, from here. So if it's a natural in off, he'll take the other one, and that's what he's doing. Awkward with the rest head in the jaws of the pocket there. No, very awkward that. Okay, it would have
Mark Selby,
paved
8.
the way to give him the frame, you would have felt. But the risk was, if you don't knock it in, you lose the frame.
One.
Peter just needs to be careful that the red will pass when the pink is respotted. If he's playing it that way, that's why he decided to play the blue. And the clearance looks on the cards here.
6.
Not too many reasons why he shouldn't clear up. He got a bad contact there. Again, there's no immediate danger though. Absolutely perfect on the pink.
Has he got enough side on this? He hasn't. He was trying to slip past the yellow. He still needs the yellow, green, brown and blue to make absolutely sure of the frame.
Yeah, he's a bit fortunate with the kiss. It's not too bad, this. Nice shot. As Dennis said, up to the blue needed, up to
18.
the brown will just mean there'll be 18 points the difference, so the blue will guarantee the frame. And it's a frame that Mark
22.
Selby could easily have won. After all the excitement of the frame before, he felt he had a good chance of winning this frame. Peter wasn't really switched on at the beginning
27.
of the frame, but
I think he joked about the pink. This is a much difficult. Look at that, no pressure on it.
33 in frame. Peter Ebden.
But Peter Ebden did well to win that frame, and he now levels the score at 2 frames all. So we talked about that pink he missed. He hadn't forgotten about it, Neil. He said something to Mark there when he finished on the pink there.
he'll probably never forget it, will he? Just saying, actually, that in some ways we'll remember that as much as we will other 147s. It's a bit like the one that Ken missed on the black. People still remember that. There's been so many 147s now, well into the 50s, and we'll be remembering what happened to Peter there for a while, I think. I'm sure we'll have nightmares about it.
The fifth frame. Peter Upton to break.
Well, this match started off the best of 7. We're now down to the best of 3. First player to win 2 frames will take the match. And Mark Selby badly needs this match. Still a possibility now he could win the match and maybe not qualify it. A lot depends on the other matches in this group.
Round the miss. Peter Upton 4. Okay, Peter. Yep.
Oh, that was an absolute mile out. Didn't even reach the pocket. Surprised the way he missed that by such a margin, really.
One. Eight. 9. 16. 17.
It's not a bad chance. There's another red at the back of the bunch. He'll go not too well placed. Now this may be a chance to bring a couple more into play.
24.
Depending on the angle he has here. This might be able to nudge off them and develop a couple.
25.
That's a bit unlucky. He's finished hampered now, and if he's straight on the black, can't do a great deal with it. Well, he's a little bit of angle there. So he can screw back and give himself a chance with the red next to his hand. Oh, he's just okay. Can get to the one to the middle pocket, one to the right of the pink. Needed a little bit more reverse side on that. and it would have swung out past that red and left himself a choice of reds.
$33.
Bit straight on this, but it doesn't matter. And the red over on the right of the table he can play on easily.
$38.
Well, in potting this, he would like to leave an angle on the black. He wouldn't want to be straight. Possibly the pink will pot to the left centre as well if he does finish fairly straight. He may have a choice here between the pink or the black, depending how he feels, but those 6 reds are really tightly grouped. He's looking at the pink, must be tight. Yeah, that is tight. It may just go from the far jaw down, but it's one of these ones, you look at it from all different angles. He's now looking from behind the pocket. He'd prefer to play the pink, he's just got a better angle. He decided it's a little too risky. Taking a chance, nice split, but he needs a little bit of luck. Well, there is a red on to the right centre.
46.
Yeah, he was a little bit unfortunate there. He couldn't have played it any better. Another fraction and that red would have potted, but it's going to have to be the other one. And it's a thin cut into the same middle pocket. He's back looking at that one, but I always find it's easier to look from behind the shot rather than from the opposite end. So he played the split as well as he could have done and was just a fraction away from being perfect. This is much more difficult, this one. Good recovery. Has he come on a colour? No, he's going to have to play the snooker, but with the reds open, that will certainly give him a pretty good advantage. Already 43 in front, tucked up behind the yellow.
Mark Selby, 47.
It's very difficult to lay onto one, so I think he's looking to play a swerve onto the red along the cushion. That's what he's tried. And that's a pretty clever shot. Pretty good shot, that, really. Just a chance the red might pass the black into the right corner. And I think it's relatively safe. I think Mark should play a safety shot here. He's got the advantage. He's still looking at this one red, though. And there it is. It probably just goes. Better if he was right behind it, though, and he's not. It's quite an angle on that. Need some help here. This is too thin. Brown has slightly come to his rescue, but not a great deal, because this is the kind of mid-range red that Mark Selby tends to pot. Doesn't seem particularly happy with it though. He's just shook his head. Doesn't really like this shot. Probably because he's less sure of position than he would like, playing something that's got some difficulty about it. If he was to knock that red in and be sure of being on the colour, then he'd play it. I think he might still be forced into this. He's looking to see if he can stun round the back of the black and play on the black into the same pocket as the red goes in. But it's a missable pot and no guarantees of position. I still think he'll play it though.
I think he's got to take it on, because of the fact that there's no way back to the safety zone. So he's thought long and hard about it. Didn't it go in with a lot of pace as well? What a great pot that was. He thought about that for about a minute and 20 seconds. It was well worth the wait.
Six. Mark Selby, 6.
Well, he was in the perfect position to clinch the frame and put himself just one frame away from victory here, but seemed to hit that one a little bit too hard.
One.
That's all he could do, roll it in. Didn't have the angle to do anything else.
6.
And he was close to the side cushion. Couldn't really stun it. He's not finished in a very good position there though. There are a couple of reds that are on, one to the right centre, which is the one he's taking on, I think.
Seven.
Did well, missed the red on the way back. Slightly awkward queuing on this.
Thirteen. Fourteen.
That one just crept in off the far jaw, didn't it? Thought that might stay
20.
up for a second. It's getting back into the frame.
$21.
As usual, lots of power in the Ebden Q action has got him on that red. It was a better shot than it may have first looked.
$28. $35.
You get the feeling it's all going to come down to the red on the right-hand cushion as to whether Peter clears up.
$36.
Now then, perfect on the black. He can land in behind this red without too many problems. And he's played the cannon. Well, I'm really surprised about that. He played the cannon there, and he could easily have played in behind that without a
43.
problem. I fancied him to get it. And if he's going to play the cannon, he can't afford to miss it.
Yeah, it looked a natural angle, but now this is a shot, we call it like a cocked hat shot. If he's going to play it, send the red all the way around the angles. No, he's played it, well,
Peter Ebden, 43.
that's a useful kiss on the black, because without the kiss there would have been no snooker. Mark Selby looked a strong favourite earlier in this frame, but Peter's battled his way back, and now you would have to say Peter's favourite, even though he's a few points behind. This is not that easy to hit, because if he comes off the baulk cushion he can come back up and catch the brown. If he comes off the side cushion, it's not all that easy to judge the angle. He could hit the brown also. Played it well. Where's the red going? Where is the red going? You never know where they're going to finish up, and he's been unlucky.
Yeah, sure.
Undercooked it a little bit there. Not really on the colour very well.
1. Yellow.
Oh, that's a great shot. Don't forget the yellow comes back up. What a shot.
3.
Really couldn't have played that any better.
$5.
And I think you just got to play in behind the brown. May need the rest on this shot, but I think it's the only shot he can possibly play. He's played twice across, and that's fine. He's let his cue ball run around in this break so far. The shot from yellow to the yellow again was a tremendous one. That was also well judged. Needs up to the pink.
How well did he hit that? No problem going in and out of balk area here. Well, this might be a bit pacey. He's going to have to finish up taking it into the middle pocket. He played for it in the corner, but it doesn't matter which pocket you knock it in, as long as you knock it in. Mark Selby had a break of 47 earlier in this frame. He looked in control. Peter Ebdon come back with a break of 43, and then that little clearance has taken him into the lead at 3-2. He just needs one for 5 wins in a row. Mark's left the arena, so we'll pick up the commentary when he returns.
Mark Selby to break.
Mark Selby gets frame 6 underway, a frame that he needs to keep himself in this match and possibly still in the tournament. It's going to come back over the other corner, this one. Well, I say over the corner, it's finished a little bit close to the cushion, so he'll take the other one into the left corner.
1. Eight. 9. 16. 17.
So the angle is there. Pack are very tightly grouped. Got a lot of screw on that, and it took the cue ball kind of away from the red slightly.
24.
Probably wasn't his best effort at breaking them. Well, I think the fact that he's looking towards the bulk end maybe suggests he's not on much.
Yeah, as they used to say in Lancashire, Neil, he's on nout.
Mark Selby, 24.
Certainly in Darwin, near Blackburn, where I first moved to. That was a great word there. He's on nout.
One.
Well, he holds his hand up to apologise, but Mark Selby will be slightly devastated after seeing that miss-hit safety. Thick contact, and what a fluke. And look where he's left himself. He was trying to get the white, believe it or not, onto the baulk cushion. Just a little bit out. Oh.
6. 7.
I think the upshot
40.
though is it could go on to take Peter Ebdon over the line in this match, because he misjudged the shot by so much. He spread the reds everywhere, and it's worked in his favour. He's right in amongst them now.
15. 22. 23.
Well, he's hoping, isn't he? Mark Selby is hoping that he can get a chance to come back to the table. But he wouldn't bet too much on it. The only problem that Peter's got here is that he's a bit straight on the blue. There's not too many reds that pot to the right corner. Yeah, I mean, it's not bad. He'd like an easier red, though, than the one he's going to be faced with. Possibly the one with the rest into top right you could go. Depends how confident he feels with the rest. He potted one in there in the previous frame pretty comfortably and screwed back. Similar shot to this. No real problems. He's back in business.
Plenty of choices still. He's toyed with the idea of removing the one near the right corner because it'll free that pocket up, but he's got the reds into the middle pocket. That's his choice.
35.
It would be a little bit cruel if Mark Selby was to lose this match with that outrageous fluke that Peter had when he mishit his safety. Can't do anything about it. He's just got to hope that something goes wrong from Peter's point of view.
$42. $43.
That's not the best shot he's ever played. Still got the pink, or maybe even the blue, but he's not in prime position. The only thing about this pink, it will be a natural shot to swing the cue ball round towards the reds over on the right hand side of the table. I didn't want to flick the black, although it may have worked out. Very luckily it has. So he's been fortunate this break with the opening red, which was outrageous really, the fluke he got, and there, little nudge on the black's taken him right behind the red. Lucky's on his side, although having won all the previous matches in this group, he doesn't really need to worry about anything else.
50.
It's looking as if it's all about, can he get onto the bottom red of the four? It will open up another one and might just take him over the line. He can get to it, it's just a question of putting the cue ball in the right place.
Well, that wasn't the best shot he's ever played because he's tied the other red up.
57.
He didn't need the two reds that were going to be safe. If he had it just played for the one that's near the pocket, potted that, it was going to clear the path for another one. He took a risk there and it didn't pay off. Didn't have to do that. He could have had enough points on the board without having to get one of the difficult reds. Well, that was a thin cut there. Now let's see the fact that he's gone up the other end of the table. 33 the difference. If he takes the yellow, it's 34 the difference at the moment when he potted that red. Is he straight? Can he screw right back up to this red that's near the cushion? Yes, he can. If he gets a red and a black,
60.
he'll be 44 in front with 43 on the table. That's if my maths are correct.
Yeah, I think you're right, Dennis. In fact, I know you're right. And, well, the fact that he's not straight on this makes the pot more difficult, but he will land out towards the black if it goes in. Good shot, a natural for the black, and
61.
once Peter has looked at the scores, he'll be fully aware it's all about potting this. Mark Selby will need a snooker. I don't think he can do anything with this but pot it. There's no way he can play any kind of a cannon. He actually looked at the pink there briefly. Just got to pot this. No heroics at all. Started with a fluke this break, but doesn't matter too much now.
68.
Difference is 44 points. Mark Selby looks like he could be on the way out.
Cheeky double. It's not quite there,
68.
but barring that snooker, Peter Ebdon goes safely through to the last 16, winning all his 5 matches. He could afford to take the pink. Still only need 1 snooker. Still a slight glimmer of hope for Mark Selby. Not quite on his way back home just yet.
Mark Selby, 7.
Could have done without the kiss on the green. And Mark could have done without that kiss on the yellow also. What a flick that was. It throws his chalk up in the air. But listen, depends how he plays this. He might get a snooker back. If he wants to risk it, he could get a snooker behind the green, snooker behind the brown when he comes off the bottom cushion. And if the red passes the green, it's a half chance. The white's a bit close to the cushion, but one of the hardest shots in the game on the cushion, straight pot. Pretty good. In fact, Mark Selby comes forward to shake Peter Ebdon's hand. We had a little bit of everything in this match. Nearly seen a maximum from Peter Ebdon, but he did take the match, and he sends Mark Selby out of this year's Royal London Watches Grand Prix. Good performance from Peter Ebdon. Unlucky Mark Selby.